Al and I knew we would be in Malaysia over Chinese New Year, and what better place to celebrate that holiday than in Penang, a very Chinese community. We chose to stay in a Chinese heritage hotel in Georgetown. Actually, it was more like living in a museum, with incredible Chinese antiques filling the lounge areas. No wonder there was such a hefty security deposit. The hotel was a refurbished old home with typical courtyards and public rooms downstairs, the bedrooms on the upper floors. There was a very active restaurant available for lunch and dinner. I was glad not to have to sleep on an antique bed like this beautiful piece of furniture. Our room was very big, very comfortable, and tastefully furnished. Just 2 blocks away was a morning street market with an interesting variety of snack foods. We walked the streets of Penang, remembering favorite areas of ours, looking in the antique shops, and marveling at the still active sidewalk workshops. We were lucky to find Mr. Ong, our old friend the chemical man, in his extremely chaotic and overburdened shop. Little India was also one of our favorite areas to revisit in Georgetown, providing a total sensory explosion of vibrant colors, loud music, spicy smells, and friendly smiles. The flower stands were putting together fresh flower garlands for offerings in the temples. Or you could buy the everlasting kind that had brighter colors. Some of our favorite foods were in the cafes in Little India, like the famous teh tarik or the paper-thin dosai, served on a banana leaf with a variety of curried veggies and sauces. While there is a beautiful large Muslim mosque in town, undoubtedly the dominant temple architecture is Chinese, with exquisite small temples all over the place. The festive lanterns above the altars of intricately carved wood were filled with various deities. Locals come often to bring their prayers and offerings. We call the Temple of Kuan Yin the Smoky Temple because of all the incense that is burning there. This morning, we found monks at the temple hoping for a donation to their alms bowl. Al received a wrist prayer for safety. On the hills high above Georgetown stands the Kek Lok Si Temple. We had come to this temple on an auspicious day when all the lanterns and festooned strings of lights would be lit up for the duration of the Chinese New Year celebrations. Kek Lok Si is an amazingly complex group of structures housing a large variety of well-decorated courtyards, both large and small. Long lines of statuary preside over just one of the many different kinds of gardens found within the walls and along the pathways of this temple. We were awed by the elegant golden rooms featuring great golden Buddhas. There must be 10,000 lanterns decorating the premises, and with the flick of a switch, Kek Lok Si becomes an enchantment of color and creation. The thousands of lights and lanterns on each temple building striving for Best of Show award. Naturally, the end of the ceremonies featured a fireworks display, the up-close and personal kind, which saw us rush to take shelter under those brightly lit temple roofs. Each day, the morning street markets of fresh foods slowly gave way to the hawker stalls for the afternoon and evening. These little kitchens prepare an amazing variety of tempting and delicious foods, like peanut pancakes. We loved to watch the noodle soup cooks at work. Soup was tasty too. Trishaws are great for getting around the narrow streets of Georgetown, but generally we would walk, taking our time to savor this UNESCO heritage city. A new addition to the streets is the street art, paintings and sculptures and wrought iron cartoons of typical Malay and Chinese life in Penang. We used to anchor our boat at the end of the Ku Klan jetty, so we paid a visit to see how this wharf community was celebrating. Holiday decorations brightened up the long boardwalk. Residents were putting incense and offerings at the family shrines, as well as at the small neighboring temple. One woman was hoping to get a favorable prayer stick, while others left their offerings on the street side. It was easy to get around Penang using the island's extensive bus services. We went out to the sports arena for the New Year's open house hosted by the Chinese minister of Penang. He shook our hands and gave us mandarin oranges, the symbolic gift of prosperity. The program began with a yi sang, a special dish served only at Chinese New Year. Many vegetables are artfully arranged, then tossed high into the air with chopsticks. The higher the better for good luck, health, and prosperity. There were hundreds of people at the arena, which made long lines at the food stations. They served a variety of local foods. We shared a table with yachting friends and got a blessing from the god of good fortune. On stage was music by the Chinese Youth Orchestra, played on traditional Chinese instruments. Drums and cymbals announced the arrival of the lion dance, a must for any New Year's celebration. Other Malaysian cultural songs and dances followed. Malay, Chinese, and Indian. Probably the most lasting image of Penang for us is the Ku Kong Si Temple, the grandest temple in all of Malaysia. It was built in 1906 and has been recently refurbished. The showcase of Chinese art with intricate carvings and richly ornamented halls and altars will forever say Chinese New Year in Penang to us.